Okay, guys, I will say Spellbinders is putting out some really awesome brand new items starting today. They generally launch their new collections on the 10th of each month. If you are a current member, you usually get early access, so you can start shopping those things. Especially, I'm telling you, there's a new Disney line that I know is just going to fly, because if there's something that, you know, we love as much as crafting, I would say classic Disney is right up there, right? So I'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment, because in this video I have a lot of new like basic items, staple items, you know, essentials, as we would call them, to share with you real quick. And then I'm going to make a really quick card with some of the new Disney, because I'm sure you guys want to see that. So, excuse me, I will say Spellbinders did send these items free of charge for my review. And of course, all opinions are my own. And the links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. I do have the links for the US and the UK. Normally what I do is I say, you know, all new June 2025 releases, and there'll be a link for that, and you'll just pop you over to that page. And if I use certain things or a certain collection, I'll also have a link to that collection or to that thing, right? So those will be down in the description box. Again, under the title, you can click more or show more, something like that. You might have to expand it even more than that. There's going to be another tab that says more, and then it'll open up and all the links will be there. Social media, you know, people have recipes or links to, you know, whatever it is, they're always in that description box, so it's good to know where that is. Okay, there are a few things. Starting off, I have a couple of paper packs, some fun things that actually coordinate back to some of the craft stacks items. I do have some really big craft stack storage to share with you. I've been waiting to see when they launched it, and I keep looking, I don't see it. And finally, I looked today, and this is like a week earlier than the launches, and they were there, but I don't no, they're already launched. They're already there, just like part of the Spellbinders family. So I will show you guys those. So I'm not sure exactly when they launched, but it was more recently, because I've been keeping an eye out for them to show you guys, because it's a really big storage. So I'll show you that in just a moment. But the reason I have these little craft stacks with me here is because I want to show you Spellbinders has this kind of storage, right? These are the, I suppose, medium. I'm not sure how much smaller, if they had a small, would be, but this is medium, and then they have a large storage like this. It's basically like a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch depth. I don't recall right now off the top of my head. You have this little tray that goes on top that has like a little lip, so if you have die cuts or things and you're working, you can pop them on there. They each have a lid, and they come in packs of like 4, and you know, combo packs, maybe with a large one and a couple mediums or however. I just want to show you that because this has to do with it. So you can pick up things like this, the magnetic panels that are super sturdy, right, for your dies or other things that you might want to pop in these guys whenever you're using them. Unfortunately, I could not find a large one that wasn't occupied already, and you guys know, if you watch my channel very often, I am in the middle of just reorganizing, doing all kinds of stuff in my craft room, and I'm like, I know I have large ones. Where are they? Like, for me to just grab one to show you, you know, but I have my mediums. So these guys are here. There are magnetic mats for the large ones, right? As you can see, I have this sitting here. I haven't popped them in the large ones, so I need to find them. Again, they sell them that way. I believe they might sell a combo on this where it has some large and some medium also. So they have all these different ways. This is new. So this is the Craft Stacks Accessories Handy Foam Mat. It is a big, thick, sturdy piece of foam, and basically it says it makes quick work of die cut cleanup. After cutting, place die cuts on top of the foam mat, and then use your tool-in-one, right, to scrub over the top. I do have the classic tool-in-one. I also have a golden one. But anyway, just rub, and it helps things pop out, right? And then you just kind of knock that off. The point of this guy, you can use it by itself, but it is cut to fit into the large craft stack. So that's why I was looking for my craft stacks to show you. So as you can see, these are essentially the same size. This will fit in that little reservoir. So as you're, you know, doing that, all the little bits might stay in there. You can toss them away easier. Or maybe you want to keep them because you're doing piecing or whatever it is, right? So this guy fits the large one. So I just want to make sure you guys know that. We'll probably use this today because I have some die cutting I'm going to do. So I want to show you how that might work in real life. So let me put this to the side. I should probably talk about the rest of the craft stacks, but that's okay. I have this in front of me, so let's move on to this. They have new things like this palette knife, which is gorgeous. You know, a lot of times people like the Spellbinders brand, they like that clean look, the white, like these colors they use. And so this is a really nice palette knife, nice and long here. It says it is flexible, sturdy palette knife. So let me try to open this in a way that I can take a picture of it later. Nice and neat. because I'm not going to use this today, but I do want to show it to you, especially since it says flexible. Let's see what they mean. Oh yeah, so it's not super, you know, it has a good rigidity to it, but it does have a little flex. Hopefully you can see that. That's very nice. A nice wood handle, gorgeous, with the Spellbinders logo on there. Nice little angle to it. So just some beautiful things. And again, people really like to have a lot of their staple items that are just beautiful like that. You know, their water brushes has the logo, this branding on there. So there you go. Beautiful new paper packs. So these are really cool because look at the packaging on these. How pretty is that? I mean, you know, we're shopping online a lot of times. If you saw this in the store, I'd be like, oh yeah, give me that. It's just so pretty. I love the way they package this. So this one, excuse me, I keep hitting that tape dispenser. I need to move it. These are called treasured cardstocks in different packs, right? So what we have here, I want to see if they have the name of it. So obviously this is white, black, red, and like blue, but it's not really just blue. It's like a beautiful thing here. But again, I'll have a link that goes to all these, right, at once. So as you can see here, there are 5 cardstock styles, 3 of each. So 3 sheets of each, so 15 sheets in here. You have your glitter metallic. And that does have a silver look to it. A lot of times when I have glitter paper like this, I'll color it, even with an alcohol ink marker if you want something to coordinate. But this one does have that silver, so you can still color if you want. But just know there's some silver and like clearish glitter reflecting on that. Matte metallic. Actually, let me bring this out. It's easy to look at this because especially through, let me remove this instead of bringing out all the sheets. Makes it easy. But what I was going to say is that the clear plastic might have you thinking something different, right? So matte metallic. So for the white one, it has kind of like a sheen to it, and it might be hard to see. I know this is very sheeny, but this is less. Brushed metallic, which is that kind that has like that shimmer. Hopefully, I know my lighting, you can see that little shimmer in there. Mirror metallic. So again, it has like a coating that's very, I love that. I don't think I have any white paper like that. And it's not stark white, I don't think. Let me show you something that I would consider white. Let's see this envelope. I don't know. I'm trying to show you. It's a little creamier, right? A little more eggshell, I would say. And then your pearl metallic that has like a kind of like a gold pearl to it. So hopefully you can see that compared to something like this. Obviously there's white paper in between here, but yeah. So some of them just have a little creamier tone. Okay, so there's that. I need to pop that back in nicely in a moment. The black colorway. Sorry. All right. Onyx. Oh my gosh. I'm so silly. The antique assorted pack, ruby, aquamarine. I did not see that at all when I was first looking at these things. I think I was thinking that was a, type. Anyway, onyx, black, like I said. Glitter metallic. Looks really awesome. Looks like it doesn't shed. We are going to use some of this today. I don't know if I'm going to use the, what from what, but I just want to let you know that. Matte metallic. I love this kind of black. Look at that. Just so deep, and it just like takes the color in the light, because that dark nature of it, and then the finish. Brush metallic. Look how pretty that is. You can see that brushed effect much better here. I was trying to show you that earlier, but I can see it really plainly here. Look at that. And then the mirror metallic, which we love. It's like vinyl look. Pearl metallic. So it's more of a gunmetal dark color, right? Compared to some of these other ones where that's black. This has a really dark gunmetal look to it. Okay, I'll just leave it there. Ruby. Sorry, guys. I'm telling you, whenever I go to do any of these review tutorial, whatever, I just grab this stuff at that moment. And so I haven't looked at it. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really taken a moment to really look at it. Ruby. Glitter metallic. Again, red glitter. It looks like there might be some little speckles of silver in there, do you think? I feel like I see that. And then your matte metallic, which is gorgeous. Brushed metallic. Ooh, look at that one. So it's a little bit different finish. Like that brushed metallic, it has like a sheen, right? Kind of like this over it. Where this one, you can feel the texture of it. So it's very different, but it does still have that brushed look. Like you can kind of see stripes going through there, like brush strokes, I guess. The mirror metallic, which is gorgeous, that hot fiery red. And then pearl metallic, which is your typical pearl with that little shimmer and just really pretty. And then the aquamarine bundle. Now, I don't know if they're going to do this, but they should do something like this for the holidays with like golds and greens. I would love it. Silver, all that pretty stuff. Okay, let's see here. Aquamarine, you have your glitter metallic. Again, very pretty. The blue, again, it gives some royal. If you're looking at it this way, it has that aquamarine, you know, different kind of blue in the other direction there, but your matte metallic. Your brushed metallic, this one got scraped here, probably in the packaging. So I would say that it probably has a silver base and then that painted, you know, coating, I suppose. But again, it has that brush look. You can see that. This mirror metallic, again, it's just beautiful, your typical metallic kind of paper. And then here we have the pearl metallic that has kind of like a silvery white kind of pearl to it. Really pretty. It says it's 93-pound paper. So actually they have different weights, which is interesting because the glitter metallic has 100-pound. Let's look at that. 85-pound for these 3 here. And then your pearl metallic is about 93 pounds. So that's interesting that they put different weights on there. Very cool. Okay, I'm going to show you some big storage solutions. And then we're going to try out to make a cute little Disney card. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so these are really big. I want to say these were delivered a couple months ago. When they were delivered, I wasn't expecting them. And the delivery guy put them kind of like where the rain would hit them, even though I have a whole overhang on my little porch area. And so when I got home, I'm like, oh, these boxes are wet, you know? So I opened it. So this is the only one. The other 2 didn't get wet, but this one did. Actually, it was that. Yeah, this one was delivered on its own. The other 2 were inside another box. And I'll show you a little bit of the packaging. So I just opened it up because I was like, oh, no, can't have that. So this one is the stash stacks. Look at these guys. You know, looking at this reminds me of like going into like a scrapbook store and then kind of looking through. I love this. I love this. I love this for your projects as you're working on your scrapbook pages or any, you know, card. Just toss your stuff in here. You're going to crop with your friends or whatever. Or, you know, I guess not just crop. What's the word? Craft with your friends. You can go over there. This is a 12-inch one. Holds 12-inch paper. I will give you a measure because the other box does say more of the measurements, but it's basically to hold 12-inch papers, you can see. And they're like 2 1/4 inch deep. And I'm saying that because this is the 12-inch size. They do have A2 size ones that are for 8.5 by 11-inch paper, and those come in different thicknesses or depths. I want to say this one only comes in the deeper 2.5 inches, or 2 1/4, excuse me. Don't want to mislead there. But I will give this a quick measure. I know it's out of frame. I will say, it does say 2.5 inches, but if you're measuring from like as high up as you can get paper in here, it is more like 2 3/4, guys. So that's up to you. I mean, if you really want to max this thing out, 2 3/4 inch deep, but they're calling it 2 1/4 because this kind of comes in, but I am measuring it to that extra bit. So I would say 2.5 is probably your max. And then as far as the size, let me see at the very base. It is, I would say, exactly 12 inches, which I appreciate because that means your paper is going to be in there without like, you know, moving around like that. So, and one other feature I just want to point out, because you're thinking about the corners, right? It's right in there. Your paper is going to sit in here in a way. Let me move this other one. So it's packs of 2, guys, as you can see. Each box would have 2 of them. The corner of your paper is going to fit in here, and this is going to accommodate so they don't get messed up. So it's holding it snugly at 12 inches, and then the corners have that space. And I'll show you a little bit about that. So let me just open this guy up. Super excited about these. I'm telling you, I was checking the site like every few days. I'm like, when are they going to launch this? I'll just have this example here of this Maya's Garden paper. And again, this was a PR sample. That's why it looks like this. And it says, so in the corner, this is some pretty paper that Spellbinders has on their site. I'm going to take this out. Now, of course, you can leave it in the packaging. I'm just going to take this out so you can see. I will say this paper has a strip that makes it 12.5 inches. So let's pretend we cut that strip off. Okay, I'm not going to take the time right now. But as you can see, it holds it really nice from that side to this side. And your corners are in this recess so they don't get messed up. And they're not going to move because this is exactly 12 inches, right? So that's perfect. I love that. I'm going to leave this in here for now, but I will cut those strips off so it fits nicely. Oopsie. All right, so that's that guy. And then they were kind enough to send over the 2 different sizes of the 8.5 by 11. So let me show you a little bit of the box, what it looks like. You know, it just comes in a box and it says there, oh, sorry, Spellbinders stacks, 8.5 by 11. This is 1 inch deep. And then I have the 2 1/4. Sorry. Let me open up the boxes. The other one's boxed exactly the same. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so when I was looking at the product description, like this one doesn't really say anything on the outside. For the 2 1/4 inch deeps, I believe there's 2 in a pack. I'll open this other one. Maybe it's not, because this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, you guys. 5 of these beautiful things. I'm just so excited. It just makes me feel like, oh, like you're at like a shop and you have this beautiful stuff. Because the thing is, the other point is that they stack on top of each other, right? So again, these are 1 inch deep and they stack on top of each other. They're sturdy. I mean, it feels, I'm sorry, I don't want to shake my table, but I'm trying to push down on this because, you know, sometimes you have plastic things, especially with paper, they get heavier and heavier and it starts crushing in. And I'm talking about like those modular kind of cheapy plastic cart tote things, you know what I'm talking about. This feels like it would stay because, you know, the pressure's here and then it just lays across this whole bottom section. So, I mean, that feels pretty sturdy. I don't know what to tell you. I'm pushing down like a good amount. You know, I just wanted to show you that. So, this again has the same thing. They're 8.5 by 11. So when it holds your 8.5 by 11 paper, the corners have that recess so that your paper does not get smushed. This really wants to close. Have it open. It's like, oh, no, it wants to close. Let me grab some, oh, hello. I was like, let me grab some A2 size paper. Well, I have it right here, don't I? I sure do. All right, let's open this up. Again, a lot of times I leave my paper in the packages. I mean, I can show you, I guess, what that would look like. It fits in there perfectly. And I mean, you're good to go, right? Obviously, I'm gonna put my little swatch back in here. But you hear it's not moving, you know, so it holds it snugly 8.5 by 11. Your corners don't get smushed. So that's really, really great. I love this. Again, I would do Roy G. Bibb. You have 5 of them, so, you know, very, very cool. Okay, so let me open the other one, which again is the 2 1/4, 8.5 by 11. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, you guys, see? I'm telling you, I even looked at the listings before I got on here and I could have sworn it said 2 and 2, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's because I was looking at the 12-inch one. There are 3 in this box. So you have 3 of the 2 1/4 inch deep tubs on this one. So again, 8.5 by 11, just much deeper. I'm super excited about this, especially right now with all these projects that I'm doing here in my craft room. Like, this is gonna be awesome. Like, makes me very, very happy because I'll put all my Spellbinders papers in these and I know exactly where they are and I'll go grab them with my like alabaster and dune, all those beautiful colors that I just love from Spellbinders. I have all like the different like meadow pack and sunset pack and things like that because they're so pretty. The way they curate their papers, I love it. So this is going to be really awesome for that. And again, so this one's 2 1/4. There are 3 in it. The one that's 1 inch, there's 5. And then the 2 1/4 12-inch box has 2. Okay. All right. So let's get to the moment we've been waiting for. I have all this cute Mickey Mouse stuff. And I do have a lot of the set. There are so many pieces in this collection. Of course, again, I get samples that look like this. Your guys will be packaged up really nicely. I'm thinking I'll just quickly do a better pressing. I mean, you can glimmer this. Look at it. It's a little Steamboat Willie, you guys. Isn't he cute? The collection has a ton of dies, a ton of things, a ton of ephemera, and does it have cardstock? I wonder if that has papers because I don't have any here. And generally I would ask for papers if they had it, but I'm sure it does. Maybe they just didn't have samples for them. But anyway, so we're going to do that. You know, I have all these things to share with you. I'll have to come back later because I have like these little pennants and pinwheel things and all these cute things. The alphabet, the punctuation, the numbers, right? It's numbers and punctuation. The alphabet here, and it's all very Mickey, like this kind of thing. Not the Disney where it has like the cursive writing. It's more of the block lettering, that style. I mean, just cute little things that are very Steamboat Willie-ish, you know? And then, oh my goodness, the actual Mickey and Minnie that you're supposed to make with that classic look. So obviously you can use colors, but the whole point of these guys is to make them look monochromatic, like the old school Steamboat Willie. Very, very cute. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to use these pieces that I just brought out. We'll do some better pressing. We'll make us some kind of fun fold card. I have all kinds of crazy ideas, inspo in my head, but I'm going to use these borders. Look how cute. I will give you a quick measure on the borders. Metal to metal, they are just over 6 inches and just over 1. So they're going to cut something that's 6 by 1 on this one, right? These are all about 1 inch. This one might be half an inch or so. Let's see. Yeah, like half an inch. And then our little Steamboat Willie here, just his basic, you know, doing his thing there. There's a little set of music that's separate, and then you can cut that out. But again, you can glimmer this, you can better press it, whatever it is that you want. I am going to grab some cardstock and things, and we'll get started with that. I think the card base, because I have a crazy idea in my head. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have kind of a, like I said, weird idea in my head. I love that those are 6 inches, but I think I'm going to cut them down. So I am thinking about making a fun fold kind of card, but it's kind of just a weird fold more than anything. You can start off with a card base, but I think I'm going to do it this way first. So I'm going to cut my paper at 5.5 inches. Right, so this A2 size paper at 8.5 by 11, cutting at 5.5 inches. I'm going to score it at 4.25. And let's not cut it. I've been known to go ahead and cut, and I meant to score. Scoring at 4.25, so your typical, you know, A2 size. But I'm going to cut this bottom of this top part off, and I want to see about how big this is. So those, oh, that's going to work. Okay, these are about 1 inch. Oh, perfect. Okay, so if these are 1 inch, keeping that in mind, I might do 1.5 inches. Okay, guys, sorry, I'm going to do a little rough edit. I don't remember exactly where I was, but I was kind of looking at this guy, kind of seeing how deep this would be, knowing these are 1 inch borders, and maybe I do a little 1.25 or something. So what I'm going to do is just take my card, we're going to turn it, and I'm going to line it up at 1.25 inches right here. So 1.25, okay? And what I love about the trimmer is that we can use this, our little tools here. It has little arrows, like little lines that you know where that is pointing at. I'm going to bring this down at 1.25, all the way down to 4.25, all the way down to our score line, okay? So I'm going to stop when I get about there. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. So if this is, you know, 5.5 inches, you can imagine that means we need to stop at 4.25. Nope. Yeah. 4.25, because that leaves us 1 and then the other quarter there. And that should leave 1.25 here to be cut off. And the reason I'm just doing that is because I'm already at 4.25 on my measurement. So all I do is go down here and cut that piece off. So I'm going to remove these 2 pieces. You can do it on your scoreboard here, or you can just grab a scissor. It's just, you know, 1.25 inches, not the biggest deal, to just trim that off. Okay, here and here. And now we have a card that's going to have this interesting little flap here. And the other pieces are missing because I'm going to put those borders down at the bottom here, and I think it's going to look really fun. So I can put this away for a moment, even though I'm going to use it again pretty soon here. I'm just going to tuck that away. So we have a card, essentially the top 1.25, the bottom 1.25 are cut away. So I'm going to take this guy. Ooh, what do we want? I mean, this is so cute. I guess, you know, everything can be the same. It can be the anchors and the anchors, or a mix of, you know, anchors and this. The music, which I think is very cute. Oh my goodness. Which one do we want to use? Oh, these are all so adorable. Okay, let's go anchors and the little wheels. And I think I'm going to cut this out of red paper, and we just have all that new red paper in. So let's see. Let's use... You know, I love glittery paper, but okay, fine. Let's use the glitter. And I'm just going to cut one of each of these out. Okay, so I'll just trim that down and roll these guys through. Okay, guys, so I just rolled that through my Scout forward and back because they are very intricate. Just making sure we got a good pressure on that. I'm going to go ahead and bring this little guy out. I already know when I get off of here, I'm going to find those. I have 2 of them, of these large guys, and I'm going to be like, oh, okay. That's where they were. Anyhow, let's bring this over. And again, this is the new iterations with that glitter paper. You can see everything's cut through pretty well there. And look how cute these guys are. So, you know, we can sit here and just kind of pop them out. But the whole point of this is to, oh my gosh, this is so cute because look at this. I mean, if you want to paper piece these guys back in, that's, you know, completely up to you. Ooh, that one's very careful there. The way it removes, I thought it was going to pop out the whole thing. Look, it has a little top, and then that part stays here for the decoration, right? So again, with this one like this, you can come in and just scrub, 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 if that's what you want to do. I feel like this one is very delicate at the top. I don't know if this is a scrubber, at least not for me, because I need to hold that and get this guy popped out. This little top bit, you know? And there we go. I'm being careful with it. Then you have those bits. Let's see about this one. This one has a bunch of little pieces. Do you guys scrub from the top like this or from the back? What is your preference? I think when it's a specialty paper, not this glitter, because glitter is not the biggest deal, but I scrub from the very back of it. Anyway, so you can see those little bits. I mean, they're basically there. Look, I don't see any just like thrown around out here. I just got that one because it was on my hand. But that's interesting because usually they just kind of fly everywhere. So, okay, I will clean this guy out and I will be right back. Okay, guys, yeah, not too bad. Got a couple little pieces there, but look at that. Okay, so we have this guy. And you have all these little anchors I suppose you can use for something else. I'm just going to go shake this off. And in the meantime, I'm going to cut a couple of pieces of cardstock that are 1 1/4, just black cardstock, just from my stash, nothing special, like those beautiful black papers we just got in, but that are 1 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm just gonna glue these on here in a way that, you know, isn't super perfect, I suppose. You know, I have 4 1/4, so it's a kind of weird number, but it looks like I can pretty much get 4 of these guys on here evenly, so that's nice. Let me see. Yeah, if I do it this way, it cuts that guy off. So let me just put it on here like this. So I'm going to put glue all over this, all in the little nooks and crannies here where it might pick up. Such a cute design. And these borders are really cute because they're 6 inches. So, I mean, if you want to use it on a scrapbook page that's like a 12-inch page, you can definitely do that, right? Just double them up. Oopsie, I still put glue where I wasn't thinking about putting glue, but that's all right. Okay, more like here. It ends here. Since I did that, let me get a scrap or something to put behind here so it doesn't stick to my mat here. Oh yeah, perfect. So I'm going to put that right down the center. Let that stick down. Then I'm going to trim away those edges, right? So it's all 4 1/4. I'll do the same thing with this guy. I'm just going to eyeball kind of where we're at. Oh, cute. Again, I mean, this one kind of right down the center also, I think, lines up the best. Let me see if I have it there. If you had it there, you know, it's still going to be a little bit off, so I'd rather just kind of get the glue all over this. It goes a little bit further than that very center. And it looks like a full wheel plus a little tiny bit of the next one is what I'm getting. Like just that one little piece there. Okay. And again, with both of them, I'm going to let that sit. You can definitely take this to your paper trimmer, or you can just kind of do this. I always just kind of turn this around and cut from the backside because you can see exactly where you're cutting. And I think that works out best. And I'll do the same thing with this guy once it's set up a little better. Okay, and I mean, we can stick these down now that we're here. You can definitely pop these up if you want. It's just some kind of different idea I was thinking about. I'm gonna put these guys right down at the bottom and the other one right at the top. Let's see if I have any space here, what that looks like. Okay. You can leave like a little edge, a little white edge if you want, if you think that looks nice. But either way, I'm gonna pop this on here. And put this right down here. Now, of course, we eyeballed these things, you know, the measurements, the cutting, so it's just going to be maybe a little different, you know, for each person, each slight little measurement that we do a little bit differently, little cuts, all that. And put this guy up here. The very top, that is so cute. Okay, I could straighten that one out a little bit. Looks good. Okay, and so when the person opens the card, you can write your message here, and it's still decorated there. there, you know what I'm saying, as they're looking at it, which I think is very cute. Okay, so we're going to matte layer this in just a moment, but let's do our better pressing. And so I'm just going to grab my better press. Excuse me there. Bump my camera, so I'll just edit that out. So I'm just going to open this guy up. You know, we're going to pop this little guy on here. It's so cute. And I'm just placing in the middle. I'm going to cut this down anyway, however I want. So for right now, we're just going to do that. I'm just going to use the other half of the white cardstock that I cut into at the beginning. It's just some heavyweight, you know, cardstock. Whatever you like to use for your better pressing. I'm just going to cut this. It doesn't have to be the whole thing, but I'm going to cut it 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Like I said, I'm going to trim this down and, you know, just have an idea of where that's going to be. Clearly it's going to be right in the center here because that's where I put it. And, you know, better pressing is so easy because you just ink it up and good to go, right? Run it through your machine. Let's just use this VersaFine ink because it's right here in front of me. But your archival inks, definitely your better press inks. The whole point of those is that they stick to this thing instead of repelling like a water-based ink might do. And so that's what you want. So let's put that on there. Looks very cute. Roll my little buddy through here, and then we're going to trim that down and make some matte layers, and our card is ready to go. I just want to do something kind of quick for today. I will say today's tutorial. Let's see here. Look at that. I am telling you how cute. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Super happy with it. Okay, let me clean up and we'll get our card all put together. Okay guys, super cute. I mean, put this on a card front, maybe add a little sentiment or some of the cute, you know, letters, or just like hi with the little Mickey Mouse letters. Super cute. So this is 4 1/4 by 3. If I want to matte layer it, I'm gonna see how small I can make this guy. And again, it could just be all the way across just like the card, so I might just keep it that way. I just need to get this closer to something short, you know, so I can get some matte layer in there. Or just the whole thing, it doesn't matter. Let's see, by 3, and if we're gonna do the same matte layer from before, it is gonna cut some of the bottom off. Maybe I go here and cut a little more off the top. So I took a little bit off the bottom. And by 3 1/4, I'm sorry, 2 3/4. That way I have that extra 1/4 inch over here and maybe some red paper. I was thinking about using the glittery red paper. If I use glittery red, is it going to touch too close, too much? Look how cute. Okay, there you go. And the glittery paper, or, you know, the shiny red, some other red. Maybe it's a contrasting one, huh? Let's see. Ooh, we can do shiny, shiny red. Let's do that. So this is the metallic. Ooh, look at that. So I would say 3 inches. Oh my gosh. And if you want to save this and only want to add a little bit at the bottom, a little bit at the top, you know, go for it. I just feel like you're going to end up seeing that it's kind of pieced together or something's not right. So I'm just going to do the whole thing. So 3 by 4 1/4. And hopefully this is going to cover that real well. And it will. How cute is that? Okay. So let's pop these guys together. You know, I don't have a sentiment I'm going to put on this one today, but you can definitely put something on there. I just want to make a cute card, and it can be for anything, right? So I'm just going to pop this down the center here. And then just some glue here. Again, this is a wet glue. I'm putting more behind here because you're not going to see that. But be careful when using wet glues and fancy papers like that. You don't want it to end up showing through that it kind of wet the base paper so much that it kind of warps the pretty paper. So like right there, and I can see that this one's a little bit crooked. So you do have some time to move it because this is so plasticky, you know, like the surface. So you do have time to move some things, and I think that's good. Okay, I'm gonna let that set up, and I will be right back to show you our final card. Okay, guys, and there is our card. Again, just a different kind of idea. You can fill that out. Super cute. I love the idea of having this because you still have decoration that you're looking at. That's really cute. You can definitely do this with a top fold card. Just cut the bottom area off and then have, you know, this bottom little, what's the word? Border, I suppose, or whatever you want to put on there, right? And then you have plenty of room to write your message there. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks so much, Spellbinders, for these items for review. Like I said, I will definitely follow up with more tutorials, especially on this Disney stuff. Other new collections coming out, really gorgeous, really fun stuff, and the new papers and all that kind of stuff. So the, you know, storage, it'll all be linked there for you guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you all at the next one. Bye now. Oh, as I'm getting ready to take pictures, sorry guys, I will show you this. I just shook it off over the trash can and there it is. All right, see you at the next one. Bye now.